My wife, Sarah, and I had been married for 10 years. Our home, our life, everything seemed picture perfect. I truly believed she was my soulmate. Yet, behind every perfect picture, there's always a dark corner. In our relationship, that dark corner was Tuesday afternoons. Every Tuesday, Sarah would leave, claiming she had a charity meeting or an extra work session. Initially, I didn't suspect a thing. If she came home late, she would seem tired, but she never kept her phone openly around me. If I ever reached for it, she would immediately come closer, asking me what I needed. I always dismissed it as a need for privacy. Then, she started taking long business trips every 3 months, 3 or 4 days at a time. She would answer my calls, but her voice was always faint, as if she were in a public place. I remember once finding a coffee shop receipt from a different city in her jacket pocket. When I asked her about it, she just laughed and said, "Oh, that was a quick stop before the meeting." I believed her, but the receipt's location had planted a seed of doubt in my mind. Was she lying to me? Was my perfect life just an empty stage? The small lies started growing. One evening, Sarah thought I was asleep, and I overheard her talking angrily on the phone. She was yelling at someone. "I told you not to call this number again. I am with him right now." When she hung up, she came back to bed, visibly agitated. When I asked who it was, she quickly blamed an unruly client from the office. But the fear in her eyes was unmistakable. It was at that moment I decided I needed to know the truth.
I quietly checked her bank statements.
And then, I saw the transactions that shattered my reality. Every month, coinciding with her Tuesday afternoons, a small amount of money was being transferred to a specific account, labeled only as house utilities. Our actual utilities were paid automatically from my account. What second house was this? I used a contact, a friend working at the bank, to trace the account number. The address I received was in a small town about an hour's drive from our home. My body went completely numb. I knew right then that my life was about to split into 2 devastating halves. The following day was Tuesday. Sarah left, giving me the same tired excuse about her meeting. I followed her, driving 15 minutes behind her car. As I entered the small town, the houses looked old and simple. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would burst out of my chest as I drove toward the address. I parked my car 2 streets away from her vehicle. I walked cautiously toward the house. Outside the front door, I saw a small pair of shoes, a child's shoes. I moved closer to the window. The scene I witnessed inside killed every emotion I had. Sarah was standing in the kitchen, smiling down at a young child, perhaps 5 or 6 years old. And then, another man walked in. He put his arm around Sarah and kissed her. He was holding the same coffee mug she took from our house every morning. This was her second family. My wife, Sarah, was literally married to 2 different people. I stood there for 10 agonizing minutes without moving. I started my phone's video recording. The child's name, the interior of the house, their laughter. I recorded everything. Our 10 years of marriage, all those Tuesday afternoons, all those business trips. It was all a lie. She had been living 2 lives. I drove home that night. Sarah had already returned and had showered, ensuring no outside scent remained. She was watching television, acting perfectly normal. I sat down opposite her and, without saying a word, handed her my phone. As she watched the video, the color drained from her face. Her eyes showed panic, not remorse, the panic of being caught. What did you do?" she stammered. I replied, "I did what you refused to do for 10 years. I found the truth." I didn't ask her for an explanation. I didn't want to hear her story. I simply placed the divorce papers in front of her. I told her she had lost everything we had built together. She started crying, begged for forgiveness, and even issued threats. But my heart was stone. Those 10 years of trust, those 10 years of love, she had systematically destroyed them during her Tuesday afternoons. The divorce process was difficult, but I had irrefutable proof. Today I am alone, but I am free. I am free from the burden of the lie she built around her second life. And that is my story, the story of a betrayal that was not just cheating, but a lifelong deceit.